Good morning and welcome back to Jody Lewis Creations. In today's episode, we are just going to continue to work on the base of this. I was putting my signatures in here kind of to see how they are going to lay and look. Oh my goodness. How they're going to lay and look in this and if I like them or not. So, I just cannot leave well enough alone, and I cannot just leave something simple because where's the fun in that? So, let me move a couple things. I do have you plugged in, so I'm going to apologize in advance because I know inevitably I'm going to hit this cord and wiggle you, and I apologize. But I've been on my phone a lot this morning trying to do some planning and texting with kids, and anyway, I will fill you in a second. Okay, so let's see. Trying to be very mindful of the mess on my desk. And I've been working on Pink Christmas and have not been really working on the swap journals, so I've got to get that balanced. I do have a retreat, not next weekend, but the weekend after, so I'm really hoping to be able to get my swap journal pretty close to done. So anyway, well, not close to done, but at least on the right path. Oh my gosh. I have 2 pairs of scissors and knives and all the inks, and you should see my desk right now. It is crazy. Let's see if I can do this without making you sick. See that mess right there? See, that's what's out of camera that you don't see, that I'm always trying to shove aside. So there's that way. Let's go this way if I can do it gently. Woohoo! That's enough of that mess. And then this way. So you guys can see what I'm always juggling on my desk here when I'm working, especially with so many projects. Hopefully I don't have any pieces laying there that are going to be a giveaway to my Christmas swap, but I don't think so because I moved that stuff when I was attempting to clean up the other day. All right, you're probably like, stop blabbing and show us what you did. Okay, let's try to move this gently up out of the way. Okay, so I'm still contemplating the papers that I chose for the signatures. I'm not sure. I may make some changes to that, but in the meantime, I'm still just working on the actual layout here. So the squirrels came out so cute. You can see a little bit of the blingy bling on the pearls, and then on the actual label I just did blue stickles on the bow. I'm contemplating what I want to do to the berries. I started to put silver liquid pearls on them, but I didn't like that, so I think I may just go in with stickles on the berries too, and then take my red glacier paste on the stickles on the white berries and the glacier paste on the red berries, because that'll make those a little bit more glittery. Anyway, okay, so let me set these signatures out of the way, and then I'll show you kind of what I'm thinking. I found some really cool images in a Christmas book that I think I'm going to incorporate. So on this side, what I kind of added, so we have our pocket here, right? So I left that alone. And then what I've added here, if I can kind of display, nothing's glued, obviously. So this one is going to flip up, okay? That one's going to flip up and be attached to the front panel here. So let me clip that back down. And then this is going to flip down. So hopefully, I know you can't see that. This one's going to flip down. So you'll see it as it gets built and I get it embellished. And then we'll have, decoration on the back part of that as well. I was texting my friend and I was like, why can't I just do anything simply? She's like, 'cause it's you. I'm like, yeah, okay. Okay, so anyway. So then I was thinking, well, I'm adding all these bits and pieces and parts, and do I have enough in the way of pages? And I know I can print more of the kit from TaylorMade Journals and duplicate some of those images, and I probably will still do that. I am just running low on ink and trying to incorporate some of the book pages. So what I have over here, what am I catching on? Well, on the whole pile. I've got this sharing of Christmas, and I thought, oh, that's very neutral. And I love the saying, so I may make that like a backdrop over here. That's really cool. And then I have some of these images, and I was trying to pull the images that the colors complemented, but look at that. I mean, but it's too big, obviously, so I would have to do it in parts. But I kind of like the Santa peeking out and the kids looking, but I don't know that I have any spot that's actually big enough for that image, so that one may just get saved. I have this wreath here that is the right color. This is in that photo, but that's nothing that a label or something won't fix. This one is a little more green than than blue, but I think it will still go okay with the colors of this paper pad. But I love this. Santa's got his bag of toys, and the kids are just so eager to see what he has. And this one, I love this one too, with the little kid reaching out for the horsey. I just think that's so sweet. And the tastes of Christmas. And so this kind of all flows. I think it all flows. I think all of the colors kind of match. And so that's where I am with that. Okay. Having said that, I'm just going to continue to work on the base itself. I'm not doing anything with the signatures right now. And I have to set a timer for myself because I have to go outside and mow. I'm just trying to let the grass dry a little bit. Excuse me. I definitely have tickles in my throat this morning because Mark and I were spreading straw over where we seeded the backyard where we'd had the work done. And I'm allergic to those things. And the wind was like, I was trying to stay where the wind was like not blowing it back on me. But I wouldn't say that was a successful attempt. So I definitely have a tickle. I've taken additional allergy medicine this morning. So hopefully that will kick in soon and help with how I'm feeling. Okay, so I'm just looking in my recycle bin here because I feel like I need to stabilize this a little bit just to give it a little more stability because it is just a book page. And I have this, but I may, you know what, maybe it'll be okay. And then we'll just run a little bit of trim there to hide that bump. That might be kind of pretty. So maybe we'll do that. That's what I'm thinking. That is what I'm thinking. So this is going to be, that's like right at my 1/4 inch line. So I do kind of want to butt this up, and because it's thin, it probably won't impede that fold. So let's measure this. So I think if I still go at 8 1/4 on that, it's going to give me the 1/8 inch at the top and then my gap at the bottom. So let's find how tall this is. That's like 7 1/2, of course. So we'll do 3/8 on the top and bottom. So I'd like feedback on the last video that I did because I figured out how to put music in those segments that I fast forwarded. So if you guys can give me feedback, that would be fantastic. I would really appreciate that. I think that's going to be just about right there. So anyway, yeah, because I was like, I was unsure if it sounded kind of loud, and but I was trying to play with the volume a little bit. I did discover that there is a volume adjustment on that. So in some of the videos, maybe where I'm a little more quiet because I'm trying to film with the kid being in bed or whatever, there is a volume adjustment. So I think there might be a way for me to increase the volume on those kind of quiet segments, but I couldn't quite get it to work out yesterday. So if that seemed like it was, if that seemed, I need to add 1 3/4 inches. So that's going to be like 7/8 on each side. Anyway, so if it sounded like, if the sound was kind of crazy on that, please let me know. I'm just trying to figure out, what did I say? I need to add to each of that, 7/8 to each side. I hope I'm doing this right. I don't know that I have the brain capacity for math right now. So 6.5, so 6.25. That's gonna be off center. No, that's right. Okay, we're going with it. Anyway, so, gosh, let me know. Because of course I don't want it to be blaringly loud in one segment and super quiet in another one. So I was really trying to balance that out for you and get that here. That'll be okay. I think that'll fit in there just fine. And again, that's not going to impede that fold. Yeah, I like it. And I like the sharing of Christmas because you've got all the handmade ornaments and stuff. In that photo, I think it's going to be good. Now, do you think that I fixed my my 3-in-1 before I started this? No. So, hopefully, I need to use my 3-in-1 though because it's acetone-based, not water-based. So hopefully it won't warp this book page too much. Oh, I could probably just use glue stick too. It's a shiny surface though. It's shiny book page. So I think I want to do something a little bit more than just glue stick. That's the downside of these book pages, is they are shiny. Okay. So yeah, I was like, Mark and I had to go to the hospital to visit his stepmom yesterday. And we, gosh, I'm so sorry at the tickle in my throat. We stopped to eat on the way, and so we were talking about next weekend because we're going to a football game, but it's in Pittsburgh, and that's quite a drive from here, and we hate driving in Pittsburgh. Now the boys are staying at a hotel, but we about choked on the price of the hotel and said we'll just drive down and back the same day. Well, I mean, it is a Pittsburgh game at Heinz Field. So then we were like, maybe we ought to rethink our plans to drive home after being at the game. And because the boys want to tailgate and all that stuff. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I found a campground about a half hour out of Pittsburgh. And I'm trying to figure out Uber. So I've gotten Uber reserved to the game, just not from the game. And one of the oldest kids said, just do the Uber from our hotel. It'll be easier than trying to do it from the stadium itself. So hopefully that'll all work out for us. But the Uber and the, excuse me, that doesn't look wet enough. The Uber and the campground is still less than one night at the hotel. So financially, it's a better move financially for us with everything that we have going on. It just may be a little bit of a pain in the behind with trying to figure it out because we've never done it before. I mean, it's not inexpensive, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely not the price of staying at the hotel. And the boys are sharing a room, so they're splitting the cost. So that's, good for them. There's just not room for mom and dad to crash the hotel. So this glue is making me insane. Anyway, so that was my brain task this morning, was trying to figure out how to do that. I'm gonna have to check this later and make sure. I'm gonna have to re-glue that. That's not gonna work. You know what I'm gonna do? Oh yeah, that's not even remotely close to sticking. Let me get my new glue, hang on. Well, that was quite difficult, and I thinned this again, so we'll see what it does. I don't know. Anyway, so I got it down. It's a little lumpy bumpy, so I'm gonna have to get creative and do something shimmery or decorate it somehow where we won't notice that. And so I'm thinking maybe some glacier paste or something to make it look kind of like snow or shimmery around the edges. We'll see. I got that kind of close in there, but I think it's going to be okay. It'll be okay. Once we get it all done and said and done, it's going to be fine. All right. Don't mind me, I'm crazy, and I don't even know where I left off with my blabbing about what's going on. So, anywho, okay, so that's that. So we're gonna just keep working on this and keep trying to get it covered. I wanna get this covered here behind the squirrels so I can get these pockets glued down. So let's do that really quickly. And I was wondering if I wanna just do sheet music again, or maybe even some text or something up here. I know I have, where is that one piece? Ooh, is that gonna be? Now that would be big enough, and it would go down behind that pocket, or that one is almost the right size. And that would just be like kind of cute back there. As far as width goes, let's think about that before I cut that to use it. Sorry if I'm shaking you. All right, so I know I have this whole panel here that needs to be done, and that's big enough for that. Oh, we could just do the blues on the back, just the blue flowers. So maybe we should do that and then see what's left, if we can use it for the squirrel backing or not. But I want to make sure that I have, you know, I'm being so careful with this paper. Height wise, that might be, nope, that's a little too short, so I don't want to use that one. Oh, we could even just use an image on the back. That could be kind of cute. Dad's face is gonna come off there. I kind of would like to have Mom. That might be kind of fun on the back, but I don't know. That's not, I want the stability of the cardstock on there. Anyway, I'm being so careful with like not using the paper because there are so many surfaces to be covered, but I don't want to be overly careful and then not have the stability that I would like to have on here. So let's use the deer on the back maybe, because I don't think anything else is now big enough on the inside for that deer to fit on. Maybe there. Maybe there. Oh, all these paper clips are driving me crazy. I'll be glad to get some stuff embellished and get it glued down. Hold that up to the light, like I said, but this paper pad is thick enough that that's hard to kind of see. It's gonna, his antlers will be really close to being cut off if I do that. So we'll use the deer on the back because his antlers are, it'll be like his antler is gonna be like cut off right there, and I don't want that. So let's just get this clipped back in. I do think I'm trying to think about what I want to do on these flaps. So I'm going to probably leave that for seeing. I already know this needs to be 6 1/4 by 8 1/4. 6 1/4 by 8 1/4. So let's do 6 1/4. I hate this trimmer because I swear it cuts my papers crooked. 6 1/4. Because this line and this line, I don't think they line up well. So I always have to be really careful when I'm cutting and make sure I'm on a line that I can see, like, okay, or, you know, judge that I have even distance or whatever. Because I think it cuts crooked. Does anybody else have this trimmer and have that issue? It really bothers me, especially when I'm doing something like this and it's going to be obvious if it's crooked. So just curious if anybody else has that issue. I do want to get a new paper trimmer, but I think I'm going to go around this one in brown. I want to get a new paper trimmer, but I can't really afford to buy one right now, so I'm just kind of waiting to save up. I did sell a couple of journals, but I'm kind of holding on to that. I did set up buy me a coffee site, but I have the link in the description, but I feel kind of weird having done that. But I'm hoping that eventually I'll get big enough and provide content that's substantial enough that, you know, maybe somebody will want to help or something. I don't know. That's another thing I feel weird asking about, you know, like with the buying the journals thing, or the Etsy store comment I made in the last video. And I'm like, it just makes me uncomfortable. I don't like to do that. I did think about setting up an Amazon like affiliate thing with the My Favorite Things list with those links and seeing how that would work, but ties back into comfort zone and those sorts of things. So I don't know, maybe tell me what you guys think about that. I've kind of played with creating digitals a little bit, but honestly, it's not my forte. It's just not. I mean, I can scan things that I have that are like vintage receipts and stuff like that and share those, which I will do through the coffee site. But as far as like creating digital kits, not so much. I do have a design, graphic design. That's not the right word. Is that the right word? Noelle, tell me what the word is. Anyway, where I can get graphics and I can use them commercially, so I can do like die cuts and stuff and cut those, print and cut those. But as far as like creating actual digital images, like full kits, I just not thinking that that's something that I'm going to delve into unless it's really like for myself. I mean, I do have one that I did. Where is it? I'll show you. I may have shown you before in a video. I don't know. So if I did and it's repeat information, I apologize. But I'll show you what I did manage to do. And, but I was like playing with, so this is a true ledger book that I have that I took an image of, and then I overlaid some poppies on it. Those are not poppies. What are those called? I've grown them. I'm just drawing a blank what they're called. They're a form of poppy. I can't think of what they're called right now because I'm distracted. But anyway, I did do that, and I have that. And I do want to play a little bit more with the ledgers and some of the watercolor flower images and stuff that I have, but I don't know about attempting to sell them. I mean, there are so many graphic designers, and they do such great work. Some do great work, and some not so great work. It's just what your taste is. And so, anyway. Enough about that. Okay, so I think he's pretty on the back. Hopefully you can see that. So that's going to be our back panel. So now back to our squirrel panel, because now we have these flowers. That's not wide enough. Although I could cut that side to side, it would be wide enough. Oh, look, that piece is going to be perfect right there. That's absolutely a perfect piece, so let's use it. So that is just like a hair too big, but I'm wondering if when I glue our pockets down, I think it'll be okay. I mean, it just got a little sliver that's showing, and I like it to actually line up. Now there it's, nope, it's showing. Just gonna take a sliver off that. Just a small sliver. Okay. And I want to ink around that. And I think I'm going to use Victorian Velvet. Okay. Oh, that's pretty. All right. Okay, so that's that. What else is going on? I don't know, not really much. I was just trying to allow myself a few minutes to work on this while I'm waiting on the grass to dry so I can go out and mow. And, oh, I really like that. I think that's really pretty. So I'm waiting on the grass to dry so I can mow, like I've said repeatedly. And then I have to figure out what we're going to do for dinner. I did lay out a sirloin steak that we're getting ready to get another quarter of beef, and so I'm trying to use up the rest of what we have left from the last one. And getting close. We're trying not to buy too many groceries either because, you know, we're going to be leaving for the winter, and I'm not worried about having the beef because that'll hold and give the kid, you know, good quality beef to eat when we're gone, and I'll take quite a bit of it with us, and then just buy chicken or whatever as we need it. But I do have to do some food prep, like pre-cook things. I said, you know, I'm going to pre-patty some hamburgers and make some miniature meatloafs, so those will be easy to pull out and use, and that'll use up the rest of kind of the older bits that need to be used. And then I'm sorry, I have dirt under my fingernails from doing the straw this morning. I apologize. I didn't even check before I started filming, so hopefully that's not grossing you out. I'm sorry. Anyway, crazy. Anyway, so we went to the hospital last night to see the stepmom, my husband's stepmom, and she's looking much better. She's still pretty bruised up on her arms and stuff, but her face is not as bruised. A lot of that bruising has healed already, so that's wonderful. But she doesn't know quite yet when she's gonna go home. So that remains to be determined. And then what else was there? I think that was it. Like I said, we went to go eat dinner before we went to visit. And so that was nice to try to have time with just the two of us for a minute. All right. I'm still not going to glue that label down. I'm just going to paper clip it to the top because I'm wanting to look at my trims and see what I want to put across there. I feel like we need to have something frilly on that side, or, you know, like some lace and maybe some pearls or something would be really pretty, since the squirrel's wearing pearls around her neck, which I think is adorable. And I'm just gluing around the edge. I do believe I'm off screen. I apologize. Okay. So, and I was using 3-in-1 on these heavier pieces. I don't know why I'm sorry. I was using art glitter glue on the heavier pieces, but I'm trying to use up that 3-in-1. Okay, so that page, now that background is done. Yay. I love it. I think it's so cute. Okay, so I'm just going to gently clip that on there. I do think I'm going to use my my glacier paste on the berries, both the white and the red, and probably on that little flower at the bottom as well, because I think it'll add some shimmer and shine to that, and it'll be really, really pretty. So I'm going to see where we are time-wise. Hang on. Wow, we're almost at 30 minutes already. It really is very time-consuming for this part of this. That is really bothering me. Might have to put another little score in that just to give that a little bit more wiggle room. As a matter of fact, I will. So that's what the last thing we'll do on this video is I'm just going to put a little bit of a score mark in there just to give that a little bit more wiggle room, because I got that Spirit of Christmas a little too close to the fold line. So I'm just going to give it a little extra room, which I should have done anyway, and that was one thing I forgot to do, is just add like 1/8 of an inch score to give that a little bit of room for bulk, which helps so that if we put a belly band or a pocket on here, it's not so tight. So that is something that I may try to finagle and work with off the film, but I mean, you'll see it if I'm able to do that. I'm not sure yet, and it may be okay. I don't know. I could glue that, but I'm not ready to start gluing the bases together yet. I think we have just a little bit more work to do, as I want to determine what I'm going to do here, which is now not going to be any kind of frilly lace on the inside. I thought I might, but that'll overlap our squirrels, our pockets, so we don't want to do that. Yeah, so we actually could start gluing the bases together, I think, because that would allow us to embellish the outside, get our piece on the inside here, Oh, I think I want to wait until I get this panel done before I do that. Okay, so that's going to be it for this video. We're just going to keep working on it. I'll probably film one more episode of doing the base, even though you're like, we get the picture, Jody. But maybe I'll fast forward it like I did the last one, just so you can kind of see the process. I don't know yet. All right, well, I'm off to go eat and then go mow, so I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.